how much time do you spend inside? Most of us spend way too much time indoors in artificial lights. We need to be exposed to outdoor full spectrum light at different times of the day because that spectrum changes. All of this is information and instructions to our cells. So yes, proper light exposure is a vital nutrient just as important as your healthy diet. In today's busy world, how can we find the inspiration, knowledge, and energy to live a healthy and empowered life? If we balance and harmonize our mind, exercise our body, live according to the laws of nature, and connect to spirit, can we find a way to heal, become our authentic self, and live our purpose with love? I am your hostess, Amy Fournier, and welcome back to Awakening Aphrodite. Hey everybody, I want to be part of the solution, don't you? Well, it starts with you and your choices and what you put on your skin, what you put in your body, what you put in your mind. Did you know that I have an e-store and a lot of my favorite products that I use every single day that have changed my life for the better are in there? You'll find things such as frequency harmonizing music, beautiful organic skincare products, supplements, healthy snacks, photon red light therapy, biogeometry products and jewelry, and even my favorite cacao with dark chocolate, yummy goodness and health. You can find all of these products and more on my website, amyfournier.com. Just go to the tab e-store there, go to the recommended products and scroll down and have fun shopping. Use my coupon codes, save some money, and let me know what you think. Hey friends, I know you're here because you're interested in being healthy and fit in mind, body, and spirit, and you know that you've got to harmonize your environment. One of my absolute go-to tools that I've been using for years now is my biogeometry equipment. I've had the esteemed honor of having the one and only Dr. Ibrahim Karim, the founder of Biogeometry, on my show twice. That's episodes 148 and 218. In a nutshell, biogeometry is bio, meaning life, geometry, which is shape. And we have discovered, or basically rediscovered, that there are tools and techniques that we can do now in our modern lives that will help bring this harmonizing, coherent, centering energy of nature and the divine into our lives and into our body. I use it every single day. You wear the jewelry, you can get the home kit, take it up a notch, and your whole house has the total zen, beautiful, harmonized vibe. It's just a beautiful discovery. Hit up my website, e-store, which is my name, amyfournier.com. Look for biogeometry. Make sure you use my coupon code AmyFournier at checkout, and you can save 8% off your purchase. Welcome back to Awakening Aphrodite with Amy Fournier. This show is about helping you to be healthy and fit in mind, body, and spirit, as well as harmonize your masculine and feminine energy, tap into your intuition, your true source of power, and awaken your authentic self. Today, I'm excited to share with you a jumpstart, a fitness jumpstart, going back to my roots as a fitness professional many years ago. And, I've always been an athlete and love being in my body, love getting dirty, love getting sweaty, love moving and having fun, and absolutely love music, love dancing, and love being on a team and competing and striving and all that stuff, camaraderie and competition and everything cool like that. So I actually had put together a little ebook that you can actually go pick up if you want. It's on my website, e-store. The Foundations in Fitness Fat Loss Guide is what I had called it. And it's 10 components of living a holistic and fit lifestyle and helping you lose body fat. It was basically a compilation of a lot of my work when I dove really deeply professionally in holistic health and fitness. Now, keep in mind, I've always been very holistic and very spiritually minded, the bigger picture, and knew how important the emotions and the mind were to the physical body. But it was really fun putting together an actual ebook of all the things that I do that has helped me lose a lot of weight and balance a lot of health problems that I was having in my younger years, and that I've I'm happy to say I've kept at bay ever since, decades later, and still going strong. Now, don't get me wrong, I have my issues, and wow, a lot of those sports injuries are really coming back to bite me now that I'm kind of in the second half of the journey around the globe here. But I'm pretty darn healthy, let me say. So happy to share this with you. You might be listening to this in the springtime, which is a perfect time to jumpstart your body. Sometimes we all need a little restart, right? We get off track a little bit, or it might be after a long, cold, dark, depressing winter or something, or whatever it may be. This hopefully will help you get motivated, get inspired, and give you some real practical tips and help to jumpstart your fitness program again. All right, so I'm going to give you 10 key components of holistic fitness and fat loss. Again, you can grab that ebook from my website if you want to actually have it so you can refer to it as a refresher and get in more detail. Tip number 1 is to keep a food, exercise, sleep, and energy journal. Now, I'm mentioning those 4 components, not just a food journal, because, a big part of being healthy and fit and understanding how to do it for life and make it a lifestyle is recognizing patterns, recognizing the body's symptoms, the body's feedback. And that really goes with everything in life, right? We know all of ancient wisdom and the laws of physics, for that matter, all originated from people observing nature, observing life around them. They notice that, when it's cloudy out, it rains. Like eventually they figure that out, right? They notice when a woman's belly started to really grow after, 9 months, boom, she has a baby pop out of her body. They just observed what was happening. And a big part of us being healthy ourselves and putting connections together between what we're eating and how we're looking and how we're feeling and our energy and our sleep has to do with paying attention and connecting the dots, I like to say. So doing a journal will really help you do that, because a lot of us think we're eating healthy, right? We say, oh yeah, no, I eat really healthy and I don't get it. Or I drink a lot of water, I don't get it. But when we actually keep a journal and get a little more myopic by writing it down, you'd be horrified at what you're really doing, particularly when it comes to portion sizes and meal timing. You might not realize that, wow, sometimes I go like 6-7 hours without eating, and then I'm famished and I'm hangry and I eat the couch, and I wonder why, or I have energy problems and I don't put the dots together. It's because I'm going too long between meals or not drinking enough water or whatever. So when you work with a professional who knows how to look at what you're doing and has the knowledge and the experience to understand these patterns, that can really help you pinpoint where you're going wrong. Because you might be thinking, I'm doing everything right. That might be you. Like, I have a really good diet. I try to work out and I try to get to sleep, but I still am overweight or have energy problems or bad skin or can't think straight, can't focus. These are all symptoms of doing something that's not right for your body. But the good news is those are all fixable things. But it starts with awareness, and it starts with knowledge and wisdom, maybe of someone helping you or you figuring it out yourself, even better, of, I now see a pattern. I'm doing that and I'm getting this. If I try something different, do I get a different result? It's really not that complicated. It just takes a little bit of attention and energy, and then you start figuring stuff out. So tip number 1 is to keep that food, exercise, sleep, and energy journal and start looking for patterns. Go back and read, and don't lie. By the way, you got to be honest with yourself, because you're not doing yourself any favors when you're making yourself feel a little better. And I'm not going to mention the handful of, chips or whatever that I grabbed the other night from the kids' plate or whatever it may be. Yeah, you got to be honest. You got to include everything. And that's the only way how we're really going to move that needle. So tip number 2, use the hunger scale. I call it a hunger scale. So on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being stuffed or full and 10 being starving that you want to eat that couch, write down how physically hungry you are every time you eat. This is a real eye-opener. And I got to tell you, this is one of the tips that I go back to a lot when I'm starting to notice, oh God, my clothes are tight, or my jeans don't fit, or I'm having energy problems, or whatever. The idea is to eat when you're satisfied and just slightly hungry, and stopping when you're about 80% full. So that means never getting famished and never getting stuffed. This is a really great tip. So we're not talking about depriving yourself of food and, logging miles and miles on the treadmill. Someone kill me if that ever had to happen. I would not want to log miles and miles on a treadmill. That would be horrible. There's better ways to get fit, let me tell you. So it's about, that middle road and eating when you're slightly hungry and avoiding those extremes. This will really help you stop eating from your head and drop down and get in your body and let your body's signals, your body's feelings and sensations speak to you and communicate with you. So this is a great tip for people who have been dieters and who have had trouble with food and obsessed with their bodies and all that kind of stuff. A very simple and effective tip for weight loss, I will add. Because you never want to be famished. Your body, it takes a lot of energy to digest and assimilate food. It's actually the most laborious thing that your body will do, that metabolism. And you want to give a little room for your body to do that. Plus, if you're trying to lose weight, you don't want to get stuffed. You want to just kind of keep it, just pull it back a little bit. And that's going to help you lose weight. Tip number 3, stay hydrated, and hydrated with pure water. The idea is to drink a minimum of half your body weight in ounces of pure, properly filtered water that is also properly structured a day. To avoid plastics. We know hands down there's so much of the toxins and the resins of the plastics that are still in the bottles. Even your high-end stuff like the Evian, which is my favorite, you want to avoid that. It needs to be properly filtered. If you need a good filter, there's one I use myself. It's on my website. It's very economically priced. They've got different options above the counter, below. It's easy to install. It's great. And you want to make sure it's structured. If you don't know what I mean by structured water, you want to check out the episode that I did with Dolph Zantanga of Amalama Wands. And it talks about how it properly puts the molecular shape of the water molecules back into the proper alignment, which they should be in. Real quick, if you visualize a snowflake, it has a pattern, right? Well, every molecule of water has a pattern, but it gets disrupted with toxins and runoff and chemicals and all the industrial waste and whatever it may be. Even our thoughts, which is another discussion, can influence the shape of the water. So if you want to learn more about that and why you need to restructure your water back to how it's originally supposed to be, check out the episode with Dolph Zantanga and also the episode with Isabel Friend. We'll put those in the show notes for you. So this is very important, but water is needed for every function and process in your body, and you need it for good digestion, for elimination, proper skin, and good energy. So that's tip 2. Tip 3, have a 12-hour non-eating window every 24 hours. So this is kind of vogue, or at least it was maybe a few years ago, talked about intermittent fasting or time-restricted eating. It's basically just not eating constantly, okay? So you want to have periods where your body is just not eating. That's just natural, right? I mean, if you're waking up with the sunlight and you're going to bed soon after the sun goes down at dark. I mean, the idea is, you've got the off and on switch. Like there needs to be an off switch. And the problem is there kind of isn't an off switch in our modern culture. Everything is so convenient. You've got your fridge, you've got your food in your pantry. You've got the, 24-hour line that you call to get food delivered right to your house where you don't even have to lift a finger to work for it. Food is easy access, and this is a problem. It has not been that way through evolution. Our bodies are designed to have a little bit of feast or famine. Now, don't go crazy with that idea, but you know what I'm trying to say. I mean, there has to be an on and off. It's the yin and the yang of eating. So it's a good rule of thumb to have about 12 hours or so every 24-hour cycle where you're not eating. It's not that hard to do. If your last meal's at 7 at night, then you just don't eat again until 7 a.m. in the morning. So it's not like you're being deprived or psychotic about it, okay? So don't freak out about that one. But that's going to help a lot. It's going to help your organs process and your body have better energy. Tip number 5, do a kitchen makeover. So I like to tell people, you know what? If you're really serious about getting healthy and fit, start taking a hard inventory, a hard audit of your house, of your food, of what you got in the cupboards, what you got in the fridge. Plus, it's a good opportunity to go through and purge, just like you probably do a spring cleaning or something of your closet or your home, your wardrobe. You need to do that of your pantry. Check all the expiration dates. Definitely throw out anything like oils and things that have been opened, because those are going to go rancid and your body is going to need to detoxify those, and they're only going to drain your energy and your life force. So Sunday might be a good day. We have a little bit of time, but I like to tell my clients to go through and touch every item. Just look at it, read it, make sure it's in good shape. It's not opened, it's not expired, and all that. It's also a good time to read some of those labels and upgrade your food input. And what am I putting in my body? I know better now, like getting rid of the seed oils and anything that's got a lot of artificial chemicals or sugars or any of that stuff. Okay, so a kitchen makeover is a good place to go, and keep a little notepad handy to make a food shopping list while you're at it. You could put on one of my podcasts and listen to that while you're cleaning out the kitchen and hopefully get yourself inspired. All right, tip number 6. Get enough sleep. Honestly, now that I wrote this ebook a year or two or whatever it was ago, a little while ago, I probably, if I wrote this ebook now, I would put this tip probably number 2, if not number 1. We know how critically important it is to get proper quality sleep, quantity and quality of sleep. We know it is essential to not only have good energy, but also to be of your ideal weight. Did you know that being sleep deprived actually can make you gain and hold weight? It increases your blood sugar, increases your cravings, it decreases your willpower. It's not a good thing. Sleep is paramount. Sleep and water are like 2 of the top things ever. So you want to follow the natural rhythms of nature, rising with the sun and pretty much going to bed soon after the sun sets. So at least getting to bed by 10 and really making your downtime and, letting everything start to kind of wind down toward the end of the day. This is a cornerstone of health as well as an anti-aging tip with good medicine. And the good news is it's free, right? Just go to bed and don't feel guilty about it. You're doing the best thing you can for your health and your energy. Because when you sleep is when your body rejuvenates, it repairs, it detoxifies, it regenerates its cells, and it builds your energy reserves. We have to prioritize sleep in order to feel good, look young, have energy, and like I mentioned, not crave food. Plus, if you have an ongoing sleep deficiency, we know it has increased your risk for heart disease, metabolic issues, diabetes, kidney disease, high blood pressure, premature aging, and even stroke. Most adults need about 7 or 8 hours a day. I'm more toward the 9. I've always been a really big fan of sleeping ever since I was a kid. Like 9, 10 hours is good for me. And I've always just loved going to bed. One of my favorite things in the world to do is maybe have a little movement, exercise, whatever, have a really healthy meal, take a shower, and go into bed with clean sheets. I'm clean, the sheets are clean, I'm a good tired, my belly is just comfortably full, and it just feels so good on my skin to just move around in clean sheets. Maybe you feel that way too. I love going to sleep and I love napping, something that I've started to do again. I hadn't napped for years, and let me tell you, it's a game changer. I love it. I nap on my biomat with my dogs all around me, and sometimes I listening to smile music. That's on my website store if you're interested in that. Helps balance my brain waves and helps correct my neurochemicals and just makes me feel so rejuvenated and rested, just like a 10, 12-minute little power nap, and bam, I'm a new woman. That's on my website if you want to check out Listening to Smile music. I love it. And we did two episodes with Ian Morris, the founder of that beautiful company. So all these little tips add up, this is how I make it a healthy lifestyle. All these little things, because we're all busy, right? We're all busy. We all have a million things going on. I know I do. And every year I get older, I get more and more things that I'm managing. All good stuff, but there's only one me. So how do I do little things to keep myself sane and fit and healthy and have good energy? This is what I do. I hope this is helping you. I'll also just say, not to make this go too long on sleep, there's a lot more in my ebook because I talk about if you're having trouble sleep, things you can do to sleep better, like making the room dark and watching out for electronics and all that stuff. So I'll just refer you to my ebook for that detail. Plus, probably a good search of the internet can help you with that as well. Tip number 7, regulate your circadian rhythm and bioelectric fields. So I talked about this in the sleep section a little bit, but it's absolutely essential that we get natural light, fresh air, time in nature, and grounding on the earth daily. Holistic health is more than just eating right and exercising. At least I hope you know that by now. Or if you're over 25 or 30, you've figured it out the hard way, right? Like I'm eating right, I'm exercising, but I still don't feel right, or I have bad energy, or I don't like my body, or I've got skin problems, or my hair's falling out, or whatever it may be. Light and nature and fresh air, these are all nutrients that are just as important as vitamin C from an orange or drinking enough water. We now know the importance of having proper magnetic energy and proper exposure to the full spectrum of light. That's part of why I love my sauna and my red lights, my photon lights from Sauna Space. That product as well is in my website store. You can check that out because we know we need to have full exposure of our skin cells, not just our eyes, but our skin. Every cell of your body has light photon receptors. If light was not important to our body's optimal function, they would not be there. Okay, so working inside, how much time do you spend inside? Most of us spend way too much time indoors in artificial lights. There's light bulbs around you. Those are not, I can probably bet, full spectrum. Okay, we need to be exposed to outdoor full spectrum light at different times of the day because that spectrum changes. And all of this is information and instructions to our cells. So yes, proper light exposure is a vital nutrient, just as important as your healthy diet. Please remember that. So that is why this is tip number 7 to jumpstart your body. Again, if you want to know more about that, I'll refer you to my ebook for more details. Tip number 8. Ta-da! Finally, exercise. Exercise in a smart, balanced, and regular way. Interesting how this is tip number 8, right? I bet you didn't think it would be. Well, regular daily movement and activity is a normal requirement for a healthy life. But like all things, it needs to be balanced and it needs to be customized. So this will change depending on your life situation and your age and your occupation and your just time availability. But the thing I need you to remember the most is exercise is good for metabolism and energy, but it's not a weight loss tool. Okay, do the math. I mean, one bowl of ice cream will completely undo a hard workout, running or at the gym or whatever it may be. You've got to dial in your diet and all these other things we're talking about. But that being said, exercise is critical for proper hormonal function, metabolism, and just maintaining your strength and your independence throughout your age. And it's very important for all the systems of the body. I like to say it turns on all the switches. It gets stuff moving. Like right now, I'm sitting with you. I've been at my computer for a while prior to recording this episode for you. And my body is ready to move. I'm ready to get up. I can just feel it, like my back's starting to get a little tweaky and, I'm just getting a little antsy. My body's telling me, okay, enough stationary. I need to move. I need to circulate the fluid. I need to pump the energy. I need to detox some of these cells that are kind of stuck in there, get some fresh oxygen in the body, expel that carbon dioxide, and just get things pumping. Our bodies work better when we are active. Now, this doesn't mean excess exercise, right? It's that Goldilocks. It's that just enough where you get everything moving and all the things I just said of the benefits, but not so much that it stresses out your body. How do you know? Well, maybe you're tired all the time. And you might be a stress ball. If you're tired all the time or you're tired after a workout, that's not a good sign. That probably means you're overtraining and you're in a sympathetic stress response. That's no bueno. That's a sign that you're doing something wrong and you're adding stress to your body. So exercise can be a good stress, but it has to be done intelligently, holistically, and with a lot of perception as to the feedback of how your body's doing. Another thing I'll add, as you get older, maintaining your muscle mass and your strength is critical because your muscle is your metabolic fire. It's what enables you to keep eating as many calories as you had been while you were younger or in midlife. If your metabolism and your muscles start to decrease, which they will do if you're not using them and straining them and challenging them, then your metabolism will go down, which will mean you can't eat as much food and will mean if you are eating as much food, you will gain weight. Plus, I've noticed as I've gotten older that it's about maintaining my independence, my function. Like when my body is aching or I've got a problem with my back or whatever, I can't do all the things that I need to do around my house, around my barn, around with my animals, or just in my life. And I'm just overall cranky because I'm in pain. It's not a good thing. So these are all reasons to get out there and do your fitness program. Get in the gym and do your workout. Go downstairs and do your yoga. Make sure you're rolling your spine out every day with your foam roller. Go take that walk after lunch or dinner. Do it because how you live now will determine how you live later. It's one of my favorite sayings. I've been saying it my whole career, and it's true. So it doesn't matter how old you are when you're listening to this or watching this. Wherever you're at, you need to start, and you need to make it a priority because you will regret it if you don't, and you will be happy if you do, okay? So also with exercise and movement, notice I'm saying movement, okay? Because it doesn't mean what we might think about like an official class or going to the gym. It's just being active, right? Getting that heart rate up, getting that sweat going, moving your body in different angles and ways. You have over 600 muscles in your body with hundreds of joints. They're all meant to move and interact and be integrated in different ways. This is very important. And we want to make sure we're incorporating things that require balance, like one-legged things or things that require agility, things that require power, which is moving force over time. These are all important components of fitness that you want to make sure you're tapping into regularly, that you're not doing just cardio or just strength. And you need to do that in a mindful, wise way. All right, we're getting toward the end here. Tip number 9, build your healthy mindset. Be aware of your self-talk. Oh boy, this is a big one for many of us, right? That little voice in your head. Well, I like to refer to this as one of my all-time favorite topics, which is mental fitness. Our minds can be either a powerful tool to help us continue to learn, grow, evolve, and be fit, or an extremely destructive liability and a major handicap to our success and happiness. The choice is yours, my friend. It starts with being aware of that small voice, that self-talk, those beliefs. We talk about this a lot on my show with my guests. the power of our beliefs. And where did our beliefs come from in the first place? Are they even ours? How were we programmed to think, to believe? What is our mental paradigm? This is critical to our life experience. We know that our life can be a self-fulfilling prophecy based on what we're believing. So we have to be very aware of those beliefs and take ownership of them. Is this true? How do I know this is true? Is this true for me? Does it resonate with my gut, with my soul, with my greater power? Does this feel right? How is my body reacting to this belief I'm having? Does it give me tension? Does it drain my energy? Or does it lift me up and inspire me and make me feel hopeful and energetic and happy? This is all very important feedback. So we have to be aware of how we think and the thoughts that we tell ourselves. And this is actually the first step into training your mind to contribute to the life that you want to create, just like you train your body. We know how much of our self-talk is negative, and we need to turn that around pronto in order to get some results. All right, friends, let's land this ship. The last tip I have in my ebook, Foundations in Fitness Fat Loss Guide, is tip number 10, have meaningful social connections, support, intimacy, and a sense of purpose in your life. Yep, this is a big one. We know that social support and feeling emotionally, psychically supported by other people in our lives and being social creatures is another critical ingredient, just as important as your healthy diet and your exercise program, drinking enough water, getting enough sleep, all that. Did you know that the average person checks their phone every 7 to 8 minutes or so? And some people even more often. You've probably seen that, right? They're just completely addicted to looking at their phone. One of the main reasons that people feel compelled to do so, my theory is because, as human beings, we're meant to be social creatures. We evolved millions of years in a tribe. You've probably heard this before. We have a deep-seated biological need for togetherness and to be with other people. It's very much a part of us. Feeling like we belong and we have our people, our tribe, is just part of the DNA, the very nature of ourselves. The problem is, today's day and age, we don't really have this need fulfilled. We have a lot of artificial or digital connection, but we know, and research supports this, that doesn't meet our deep soul need for connection. It feels different when you're face-to-face, body-to-body, near someone physically, when you get together in real life as opposed to online. You know that. You feel it. And if you don't, start paying attention. That's why even like FaceTime is more effective than just phone calls, because we know that 75% of body communication and feedback is not just verbal. It's all the other ways, physical and, the vibrational tone and all that. So making sure you have meaningful social support and a sense of tribe is critical to you having a healthy life. I hope you have that in your life. Many people don't, and many people are looking for it. There's so many people that feel lonely and disconnected, or, even working from home, and they don't interact with other human beings on a daily basis, sometimes even for days. This is a problem. We need to establish those connections. How do you do so? Well, sometimes I personally set little goals for myself where I will literally reach out and call a friend at least once a week, right? Actually talk to a friend, a good friend, once a week. Or every 2 weeks, I have people over my house, or I schedule a party, or I make sure I go to something. This is just my little way of keeping that connection. Or if it's been a day or two, and I work from home now, that I will just get in my car and go to a store or whatever, and just pick up a few things to be around other people. There's little tricks you can do. And if you're really looking for your soul tribe, you got to make sure you have that. You need to find people that aren't just family relations, but feel like your soul family. There's lots of ways you can do that, joining book clubs or joining groups that are, similar interests like hiking groups or dog groups or whatever it may be. And I got to tell you too, if you're looking to find your soul sisters, you might be interested in joining my new online group, which is based on my online course, Goddess Rising, which is going to be released in 2024. Part of that course has a live group call with me and the other participants. We do regular calls to check in with that community and help support ourselves through our lives as women. It's a beautiful community that I'm creating, and we're finding our tribe because I don't know about you, but I have trouble sometimes finding people I really resonate with on a deep level. And I know you know what I'm talking about. So if you think you might want to check it out, go ahead and jump on my email list and you'll be notified when we're taking applicants to join that group, Goddess Rising. All right, my friends, there you have it. My 10 key components of holistic fitness and fat loss. I hope this helps jumpstart and inspire you to get back on that healthy lifestyle train because it's very, very doable. And I can't wait to hear what you think. I can't wait to hear your top tip, the one that really hit home the most for you, or maybe even the one that you're struggling with the most and you'd like me to follow up or help you get that tip knocked off. Where are you having trouble? Let me know. You can check me out on Fit Amy TV on Instagram, leave me a message, and I will be happy to respond and help you if I can. And if this show helped you, please share it with a friend. Take a screenshot of it and tag me on Instagram or send it to somebody that you think it might help. All right, we'll see you next time on Awakening Aphrodite. Would you like to support my mission to help empower people all over the world to be all of who they truly are? If so, please subscribe to the show, leave a review on iTunes, and share it with a friend. And if you're looking to take immediate action to align your energy and optimize your health, visit amyfournier.com. Thanks for listening to Awakening Aphrodite. Let's awaken her together in you. I'm your hostess, Amy Fournier, and I already can't wait to be with you again and for you to hear what I have planned for the next show.
Thanks for listening to Awakening Aphrodite with Amy Fournier. To learn more about Amy, check out her website, amyfournier.com. That's amyfournier.com. You can also check out Amy's live and on-demand virtual fitness and yoga classes and sign up for her newsletter to receive a free mini ebook of 3 of her top tips for making holistic health a lifestyle. Again, that's amyfournier.com and get your ebook sent to your email immediately. Connect with Amy on the daily on Instagram at FitAmyTV, FITAMYTV, and watch many of the podcast episodes and subtopic clips on her YouTube channel, which is also Fit Amy TV. Enjoy, and we'll see you next time on Awakening Aphrodite.